heard the magical word click. I thought that meant go.
No,
So
because the stupid thing does like the little delay, or at least it did when I was still doing Dead by Daylight.
fair enough. So we're just doing like a little itty bitty recap. Would someone else like to take over?
We
A
organized the people we
re
bought, and now we have a base. And the fish lady
Yeah.
walked into the ocean and said, "I'll bring reinforcements. Call me."
That's
Yeah, and she said call me to Lou specifically. So yeah.
No, she said, "Call me to Layla."
yeah, the only one she doesn't have a title. Okay, yeah. So you guys took people out of prison as Skatha requested. Um, kind of cherry picked, except for Carl, I believe.
Yeah,
We
It was
we went over
weird.
this last
yeah.
time.
We don't like
Yeah,
Carl.
screw Carl.
I can't wait until we die by the hands of
Carl,
Carl.
that
It's gonna be
kills people.
hilarious. Yeah. So Carl told you he would get his revenge. We covered that last time.
Yeah.
And you guys kind of came up with a plan. Got everyone settled into base of operation.
Hey, it's doing the thing again.
Leaving.
I
What is?
like that we literally haven't had this issue the entire day of playing games, and when
Are
we
you talking about
start
my
this,
microphone?
yes.
Oh no.
I wonder if it's when I'm running tabletop or some shit. I don't know what's
That could
causing
be
it.
it.
Or me just talking for extended periods of time and it just saying, nope, that's enough. Because I have my gain turned all the way up.
Well, it's working right now, so continue.
Alright, yep. Yep. Got Kobold, Map Dude, the Gravekeeper, all of them settled. Put up the ribbon and decided to stay for the night where you are. We are kind of waking up after a long rest, and I believe the current plan was to head kind of towards the salt shell territories in that direction.
Yes. We're going to go surf with turtles.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, what are we doing to begin?
Well, I'm going to leave the uh people that are behind. I'm going to leave them with 5 gold to do what they want with responsibly.
Oh yay, 5
Okay,
gold.
who are you handing the gold to?
I'm handing the gold. I'm handing a single gold coin to Gruffid because that's how much I trust him. I'm
Okay.
handing the rest of the gold to
Better question, who's coming with us?
the map guy. Just Ronan, and I guess uh Layla's band.
Okay, so Pugnat,
Bands, dads, whatever terminology you wish to use here.
Pugnat, you get the 5 gold.
You're not taking
Is-
Pugnat with you?
I didn't hear Pugnat get listed.
Well, yes,
mean,
Pugnat can come with us.
All of you get a dude, so
Lou forgot about Pugnat.
He
I'm
did.
sorry, Pugnat.
I will
It's-
burn this shack down.
maybe another time. But yeah, I'll leave that choice to Maladin because it is technically Maladin's current follower. You are in charge of.
Yes, because I don't
Pugnat.
want to rotate to another one that I'm going to have to learn because we still haven't made a character sheet for Pugnat because I keep forgetting.
You can put him on the extras
Uh,
part of your sheet.
The pet?
shoulda, woulda. His is actually the easiest to implement because he actually has like a stat line in the system. Except
Ronan
for
does
the
too, kind of.
addition of message. Yeah, I mean, yeah, same with Ronan.
Yeah, just with the addition of arm.
Yep. Leon and Orias were custom made, but I laid it out as simply as I thought I could for Sarah. But there
True.
hasn't been any issues that I'm aware of, so that's good. Uh, yeah. Okay. And if he's coming with you, you're handing 1 gold to Gruffid, and the other 4 gold is going, I'm guessing, to the map maker.
Yes.
I don't know about y'all. I forgot what his name was.
His name is
Daryl.
no. His name is oh dang it. I put him in my notes as map guy.
Oh, that's lovely.
That, hold on.
Daryl now.
Quick, everyone, quickly go back to the archive that Jason's been streaming and watch for 3 hours. No,
Joke's on you, it's no longer in the. I'm pretty sure all of last session we referred to him as map guy too.
He's literally just map guy.
great.
William. His name's William.
Billy.
His name's Billy the Kid.
Sure. Even though he's like basically a 30-year-old dude.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay, well, he's still Billy the Kid. Billy the Kid wasn't like that young.
He
He's
was
like
when he
grown
first
man.
began. Here's the entire lore of Billy the Kid. Back in
Okay,
the
okay,
Western
okay.
Front. No, I'm kidding. All right, sure. So 4 go to Billy, 1 goes to Gruffit. I will keep that in mind for later use. And then yeah, that's basically done. Guess yeah. Something else I was thinking of, but not right now. Okay. You guys eventually gather your things and begin to leave. You notice the flag you put at the top of the barn last night is still there, and you do not see any packages or anything notable in the area. Nothing is disheveled or changed.
Good.
I'm assuming then the party is just gonna start heading north.
Yeah. And we are going to avoid the bridge and just fly across.
One at
Okay,
a
sounds good.
time.
Through the like, wait, there's a little island there we might be able to go through.
Perhaps.
Hey, Renee, is that a cursed island?
Partially, yes.
Wait, really?
Well, I mean, kind of. It's like touching the brim doesn't seem to be the desecrated acres does not seem to be stopped by water.
Oh, so that. Okay, we're not going to go to the island.
Sounds
I
good.
don't want to deal with an island curse today.
You guys are yet again passing through the marginary area that seems to be set up right at the front of the bridge. If there's anything you guys need to pick up or can pick up at the current moment, monetary gains and such has not been I'll say the focus of the party up to this point, kind of just doing things on goodwill and mommy money at this point, but
Hey,
it's perfectly fine.
it's an allowance.
Yeah, so you guys are able to eventually make it over the bridge. This one's a longer one, so I'll say it probably takes you guys around. How long would it take to travel? Like, I don't know. We'll say 3 hours. Saying that you guys wake up, it's like probably midday, 11-ish as you get to the other side. Not really running into any issues up to this point, but you guys are kind of placed on this part of the map and can probably get to the Salt Shell territories by probably the sun is beginning to set, but not like dark.
All
It's
right.
like afternoon at some point. But slowly as you begin to walk, you're currently in like a grassland area. And as you approach, you hear drums and see smokestacks. As you approach, you see various teepees and large tents set up in the area, as well as a large portion of very large green creatures with shells on their back. Each of them seem to be adorned with various tattoos and trinkets. Some seem to have various teeth or bones kind of strung and put on these little sharp points on their shell. And as they move back and forth, you do hear a slight clicking as they jostle together. Um, what are we doing here?
Wait, why were we coming here again?
That's a great question.
I don't remember the exact reason for the Salt Shell territories. I know heading north to Skevelgrain, where you assume the gnome is that Gruffith used to work.
That's right. We have to get to Skevelgrain.
Yeah,
But
so we
while
can...
we're here,
Okay, yeah.
is there? I mean, it's
Tur-
worth looking around, right?
Turtle is food.
No, turtle. These are people. Turtle is people, not food.
What?
Friend, not food.
No. Food.
Please don't eat turtle people.
You attempt to attack a turtle person,
Nah.
I'm not gonna stop you.
Listen. Call me Shredder, because I'm about to have some turtle soup in a minute.
No.
Hold on.
There may or may not be 5 individuals that will
It's a
face you.
band of warriors. I don't think we're gonna win this one. Turtle's off the menu, boy.
Shredder can do it. We can do it
No.
too.
He specifically loses.
He wins most of the time. Depends. Are we talking
No.
about the good one or are we talking about the bad ones?
Talking about in general.
As you guys are kind of walking through, you do see amongst the various turtles, there are some familiar adornments, specifically 3 that you see in between them, along with the 4th one that's kind of scattered about. Please tell me if any moment I cut out, because I am now self-conscious about that.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So on the western side, you see various tattoos and trinkets, insignias, and clothing representing natural earthy things such as cobblestone, dirt, mud, grass, and various other things. You see a large tent in the center that seems to have various maps and other things within it. More on the southern end, which is where you're approaching, it seems a lot more festive. This seems to be where a lot of the drums and instruments and music is coming from. It seems that this is more of a celebratory or expressive side of the tribe itself. Most of the tattoos and insignias kind of dignify confetti or drums, rhythms, music. Dots and dashes seem to create some form of beat that, if you know, you would understand what the tattoo represents. It seems very upbeat. Towards the eastern side, you see a more, let's say, survival-esque aspect of this. You see various portals that have tattoos of fish, crabs, some even sharks, or bigger creatures that seem to be tattooed on them, almost as if that is their biggest prize. You see a lot of rats that are currently drying out fish and other products. You see crab legs, etc. And they're a little bit more quiet. Every one of them has like a spear or some of hunting or fishing equipment in hand. And then the very northern point, you see a very large setup that has a good mixture of all of these that you can kind of assume would probably be the diplomatic standpoint. See, one female turtle of very, very high age and various insignias and tattoos from all the places. It seems to be sitting almost on like a bone-made throne. And you can kind of assume that this is their leader. They seem very, very respected and treated very nicely. The kind of 4th one that I mentioned is around. You kind of assume is probably their form of defense. It seems to be warriors and various things. Funnily enough, none of them really seem to have tattoos or tribal markings on them. but wounds and scars. Some having a grayed out eye with a slash across it, others who have seen fresher wounds, some with average scarring, some with torn shells, but they all seem to be watching over the rest of them and specifically eyeing you guys as just kind of making your way through. That is a general breakdown of the Salt Shell territories.
Well, hey, Renee, have we ever hung around these parts?
No.
Hmm.
Bits and pieces, maybe more on the western side. Perhaps we've asked them for map help once or twice. We don't really have any big dealings with them, if that's what you're asking.
All right. So we don't
They are
have a
people,
clear.
sometimes they do need help.
Well, do we have gang? Do we have any business here?
I just look at Lou.
Mhm.
I don't.
Alright. I suggest we stay here for the night if we can find accommodations,
Why?
and then we head out in the morning
Again? Why?
What time of day is it?
because we're going to Skevelbrain. It's evening.
Oh, we
You
have
see,
time.
hey Maladin, you look over there. You see the sun, the big ball of fire in the sky is setting, which means it's going to be night soon.
Man's real cocky for not knowing his address a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, watch it.
Literally just ask the question. Have we been here before?
Hey, listen.
Yeah, kind of sound like a broken record.
Yeah, but he knows what time of day it is.
Are you talking about yourself or Renee?
No. I'm just talking out of character.
Lou, I think you need to see
No, but
it.
I know what time of day it is.
Okay, buddy.
Lou
Hey.
addresses the party. I think Lou knows what time it is.
I think you should sit down.
You're smart enough to know the difference.
I need to pause for a second. I have to
Okay.
tell you a story.
Okay.
I was with my coworkers and we were making jokes because they were asked a silly, not necessarily a silly question, but we were just making fun of customer service in general. And I made the
Mhm.
joke of like, oh, how old do you have to be before it's rude to tell someone to put on their thinking cap? And my boss, he's very chill. He's awesome. Uh, he's like, here's the thinking cap, and then you go try it on. And I think that's so funny. Just handing someone a hat that says thinking cap and just saying, try it on. Anyway, I'm doing that to Lou immediately.
Okay.
Oh,
Hmm. Moral of the story, Lou.
No.
Okay. So, if you guys are wanting to spend the night here, where do you guys try to position yourselves?
The party side of things.
Sure. I mean, that is an option. You see that in the middle of this kind of town center, they seem to be making a bonfire or prepping for. And if anyone would like to make me a survival check,
Absolutely, I do.
What is my roll on survival?
Ooh.
Ooh. Well, yeah, not much better. Actually, yours is actually much better than mine.
I got an 8.
I know, but you have a +4.
I don't. Oh wait!
Yeah,
Wow.
hell yeah. That's how it's
Lou may
done.
not know where he's at, but he's good at
But
not knowing.
He knows everything about bonfires.
Well, you know a lot about deserts
Oh.
and sandy territories. In the morning, it is extremely hot as the sun beats down on the sand below you. You guys kind of reached here at a very good time. about midday, it begins to really reach its peak. Then a few hours after that, it becomes a more climate. But the closer you get to darkness, the colder it gets, and sometimes it can reach extreme colds, even if the surrounding area is not necessarily. What am I trying to say? You're not in a winter zone, but it is going to get incredibly cold.
I think we should try to see if there's anywhere to put up for the night. We definitely need to stay warm. I don't know how I know this, but I know that it gets very cold here at night.
I don't know. Maybe Lou's been to a desert.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, we survived the mountain.
That's true. I mean, you guys do have winter clothing.
The bear coats
yeah.
that are probably in shambles by now.
It's been in a bag for, good God, like maybe 2 weeks now. Extreme cold, never aired out. I don't know. I won't like rake you guys over the coals for this one. But just giving you a fun factoid about sand and deserts.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds good. Yeah. Do any of you know? I think I've gone down this road before, like very recently. Primordial.
No.
I think I do. Wait, is it a... No, I know Abyssal.
If you ever need to room with a devil, you're covered. Okay, sounds good. So you in the we'll call it the party zone, for ease. You have quite a few happy faces that seem to be asking you questions or offering you things or just trying to
I'm gonna
make.
take something. If Luke gets offered a drink, he's not gonna refuse it.
Okay, sure. Go ahead and roll me a Constitution check. That is definitely something that would happen.
Here's moonshine.
Lou's gonna immediately get drunk off moonshine.
Maybe
Yes.
so.
That's
You can
sufficient.
consider this a saving throw if it matters. I think for
Okay, yes, that does matter actually. Okay, that's an 18. He's fine. He's had moonshine before.
okay.
But he
let
doesn't
me
remember it.
Describe the scene a little bit more. The best way I know, since Lou, you were actively being offered something and taking it. You know
Yeah.
the scene in the Jim Carrey Grinch movie where they're just shoving pudding in his mouth?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of that. You have a lot of very large creatures that do not seem to necessarily understand social boundaries, especially with the new members in town. They're kind of butting up against you and pushing and shoving each other and in proximity you, um, offering you various things. One thing you're handed, Lou, is a very neatly crafted wooden bowl. On the inside, it's a weird gray brown color, and you swear you see like a fishbone sticking out of it. But you drink it, and it does not taste good. It's almost like if someone made alcohol with the sheer intention of making it the worst experience possible. So like Everclear. I don't know if you've ever had Everclear, but for anyone who has had
have
Everclear,
not.
I don't know who under God's name made that. They're a demon. But you drink it, and it's the like worst part of fish mixed with what you can tell is very clearly alcohol in it. Through some fermentation process, you don't. But the rest of the party is dealing with similar situations, things getting shoved in your face, or there's a couple of more elderly turtles that seem to have their choice of meat, fish, or stew. Um, some with weird gels that you can only assume is like melted fat as some form of thickening agent that's being shoved towards you and almost like a here, try it, come on. But it's all in a language you do not understand. eventually, as you guys kind of have this crowd around you, and as Lou chugs it, you do hear a loud
We
clapping
hear
and
aloud
banging.
something.
Yeah, that's the part where you cut out finally.
Okay. Loud cheering and drum beats as you consume the elixir.
I mean, Lou. The only thing Lou needs to understand is the language of party. He's got that down to
Sure.
a T.
Absolutely. But as you guys seem to cause a little bit of a commotion, you do see some of these war-torn turtles approach you. Two of them specifically, and I think they would rather approach Ronaine or Maladin, as you two seem to be the most. Well, I'm assuming here. But I'm guessing you guys are kind of the ones that are like, all right, let's just like settle down for the night and not do anything. Not in like a rude manner. I don't mean that.
I mean, if there's
Unless you want to
alcohol.
partake, you can partake. Yeah.
I mean, he's not going to be the party, but if there's alcohol. Renee just gonna,
Alright,
or Malin's just gonna be sitting on the side.
Yeah. Renee does not get to have fun because Lou and Maladin, they're already drinking.
yeah, I don't think Ronaine will.
Guys,
So-
I don't think we should. He sees both of them just gulping down.
Yep. Yep.
I think at one point he probably butted in. It was like, over here is a good spot to. What is that? And then just sees you chug.
And they're already drunk.
Yeah,
No,
Uh,
Lou can hold his liquor.
sure. Maladin, you are offered something if you want to make a Constitution saving throw.
Sure, I'll lose my mind. 11.
11 is not bad. It's above average, which is good. So you do feel it, and you do feel it taking effect. You feel like the lightened sensation in your head, and kind of feel as if you backing away from the dashboard a little bit and controlling it with extendo arms or something as you get slightly inebriated. Nothing bad happens. But I would say you and Renee are approached by these two, and they are a sheer difference from everything else going. They are very stout-faced. They are pridefully standing there in an intimidating, like, you are in our area. What?
The cutting out.
I hate it. I hate it.
I assume it
Every
was.
single
What
part
are
of
you
it.
doing here?
Yeah. And they try to speak to you in Primordial, and after the first guy tries to do that and kind of rolls his eyes and gets annoyed, the other one does indeed ask in common, state your business.
Drink.
You wish to pass through?
Ideally.
And you will leave in the morning.
Cool. All right, guys, we got a game plan. Everything worked out.
Okay, with your acceptance of it, they just gotta walk away. very, very one gruff man to another gruff man. They do not care.
This was the plan, was it not?
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. They seem pleased with that. But I would say with enough time, yeah, you guys are able to kind of bunk in the celebratory side of things. It's not the most restful sleep. You guys are using whatever camping equipment you have. I'll have one, say they like a tent next to a bunch of like baby turtles that have no inclination of going to bed anytime soon. And as you guys are trying to rest up and get ready for the morning, it is very loud and a celebration is consistently going on throughout
How do they have this much energy?
But eventually, through constantly trying to keep your eyes closed and at least get a bit of sleep, eventually the sun does peek through, and it is the next morning.
Well, all right. I'm set up.
Yes.
This was fun. We're definitely coming back through here.
Yeah.
The ward
so-
turtle's just here and it's like,
Yeah. As you guys get up, you do see the two same turtles from the other night. Walking like 12 paces behind you as you guys slowly gather your thing and begin to head out the north until you finally leave the border and they stand still and let you through.
It's real funny how, like, you're cutting up, but it's almost like we're just getting it latent and it's not actually cutting out much of what you're saying.
Yeah, like we're getting all the info.
That's got to be a wireless issue then. That's weird.
Maybe so.
Because I did notice that it bleeped out for a minute, and I stopped talking so I could. Maybe that's what's happening. Maybe it's messing with the bandwidth having tabletop open.
That one
just so I
you
can
that one you
edit
should be able to
things in
see
real
on
time.
Discord.
Huh?
That one you should be able to see on Discord. Discord, I think, shows the bandwidth, doesn't it?
I can have it open on the side.
Oh, it just shows the voice details. Yeah, no, it shows your average.
Yeah, and then a packet loss rate. So I'll keep an eye on that. It's just I will have a little bit of a hold on it if anything comes up. So let's see. Okay. So you guys make it out and you guys are entering the forest. One thing you can notice is it is incredibly dense. The map is not lying. I have posted about 200 trees in that first couple layers. Not to mention the entire thing. But you guys will need to make me a survival check. Whoever
This is easy for me. This is the
Oh.
woods. This is home. This is my ancestral territory.
Yeah,
It's a
totally.
15.
Okay, sounds good.
He's
Uh,
doing no better than the teenager.
Okay, I will say you see a couple of paths ahead of you that are available. You can keep treading on your own way, or you can take one that seems to cut directly north. But you see a couple that trail off to the western side. One of them is very unbeaten. It looks like there are footfalls of tinier creatures, or maybe lighter creatures, and you see one that has been abandoned for quite some time. You can tell because there once were snap branches or something else, and it seemed to be a well-traveled road, but it has slowly overgrown with bushes and various other things over the past couple of probably years. Or you can continue on northern just to kind of get your bearings straight and continue on.
I mean, I guess we've just got to go north. I'm curious about going west, but might have to wait.
Yeah.
No,
always
you know
something
what?
to
I am kind of
try to come
curious.
back to.
All right, gang, are we going west into the woods, or are we going straight to Skevelgrain?
I mean, our mission is Skevelgrain.
All right, yeah, okay.
I'm gonna put that right
Okay.
down.
Sounds good.
Feel like I got Renane behind me giving me 2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
Probably.
If I can keep the ADHD child together.
Probably that, or he would see Luke around and be, all right, gang.
Yeah.
It's cutting out, isn't it?
A little bit.
Yep.
I see that
I'm not
gerbil
losing
hopping off the
anything.
wheel.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would probably see that you guys are kind of delegating, and as soon as Lou turns around and says, "All right, gang," he immediately walks north, like towards that path you're supposed to be taking.
Well, all right, fine, cool. Who wants to take the road less traveled anyway? guys who wants adventure.
This one looks pretty untraveled.
He's gonna sulk just a little.
Oh no, the
Okay.
resistance leader is pouting. Oh no.
Oh, he's
Oh.
really got some intimidating figure. Huh?
What will the queen ever worry about?
So traveling more north, eventually I'll say you reach a road that seems to be made for merchants and various other things. It's kind of like a relatively large clearing that is fresh of any stumps or roots. It seems to be softer dirt leading directly kind of to your northeast. And as you are taking it, we'll say it's around noon. You see a couple of places where there are caravans that have seemed to just kind of stopped for the day in their travels, especially some of the older merchants and some of the younger merchants who seem to not want to travel for all of their time. They seem to have some free time to just chill and enjoy the nature. But eventually, you hear almost like the sounds of general conversation and everything else, and you enter a very built area for a certain caliber. I kind of like to think of like European cobble and wood buildings where they're made in rows, and you can see 2, 3 stories that people live on. You see, there's quite a few buildings that have had similar damage to Brad, what was the name of the last place you guys went? Where did this all start? Ice Peak.
Oh.
The...
I feel like
Oh, Phandalin.
Yeah, thank you. You see some buildings that have similar damage actually to Phandalin, but instead of ice, you see bits and pieces have been charred or destroyed and then built back up. You see ramshackle wooden struts and everything placed in to keep the building integrity. And along with it, you see a couple places where there's just this very large ramshack tower that's been built off of that you can see people hanging out or living in. I see it happening. It's pissing me off. I see it happening. But you see a couple of places that people have kind of built a tower onto whatever damage there was and made a new home out of. And you see quite a few different stores and everything. This seems to be a very busy town. One thing to take note of is in a similar manner, but not entirely similar to Salt Shell territories, where you had large figures kind of imposing in your space. You have a lot of people about 2 to 3 feet tall, about the size of Puckbell, almost exactly the same size as Pugnac. That seem to be paying you no mind, some of which seem to be almost walking completely under your legs to get wherever they're going, and you guys are just like stilts in the way. But it seems to be a relatively busy and vibrant town. The main races you see living here is predominantly gnomes. You see a decent portion of dwarves, including some that are gray toned, and humans mixed within. One thing to note as well is you do not see much of the government that seems to be attending everywhere else here. It's almost like a calm breeze, no one enforcing things that they shouldn't be.
so we like this place.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
I would
Big
say it's
fan.
refreshing, yes.
Finally. This is what we're gonna bring to the whole continent, boys.
I say we figure out how to achieve it first.
We're working on it. Well,
Hey,
hey Renee,
yes.
we know where Tiptoe lives, right?
He lived with us.
crap. Yeah, we never like visited his family. Never went to like Gnomesgiving.
It's rather far away. Let's say he was known to light a candle every now and again. But it tell us what it meant, but that's about it. I don't think we've ever been here now.
Well, I guess how do you find someone in a city this big? Do we know what his family did?
Well, he was a tinkerer.
I'm, uh,
Now, was that his job title or his name?
as
Well,
his job title, his name was.
Yes.
We called him Tikto.
We called him Tiptoe, so.
Thank you, Ronan.
It wasn't his real name, it was something else.
It was like Stringy or something. I don't know.
Well, thanks, Renee. It was
Ronan, do you have the sickness too?
What sickness?
Never mind.
I do think my throat's going out now, which is weird.
Mm.
The mic picks it up. It knows.
Yeah, it sure does. I mean,
Stringer.
They seem, and as he says that, you see like a gnome walk directly underneath him. They seem friendly enough. We could probably.
Ask
he is-
someone?
He is low-key getting annoyed by the constant invasion of his privacy.
Well, let's find the nearest, like, watchmaker or something and ask them what they know. I
Okay.
say, like, fully stepping over. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to, like, snake my way through.
Pugnet's like, my
Yeah.
people!
But
Sure.
it's like, finally.
Why doesn't everyone make me an investigation check? To kind of get a layout of the buildings and everything you see.
That's a 15.
22.
Dang. Okay. Very nice. So, one thing you can note is there's kind of a building for everything here. It seems that while there are traveling merchants and everything, Scalvelgrain seems to have their own system for a lot of things. You see various people who are selling things from their local mine, so metals and other things. That is attached to a blacksmith naturally and a carpenter naturally, for funny reasons. You see a place for potions and potion selling, potion making. And it's almost kind of funny. They have like the novelty window where you can kind of look in and see someone doing things. I like to think of like I'm sorry, I keep coming up with references. That's the best way I know how to describe things at this moment. Like when they go to the potion factory in Shrek 2,
Oh, yeah.
you kind of see like every once in a while they'll drop like a unique looking flower or something that they have crushed to bits into a potion bottle, and it just puff up with smoke, making that very well-known puff noise. And vibrant colors. You see, yeah, blacksmith. You see various other things for smaller crafts. You see like a jeweler's. You see a clockmaker, like you guys were talking about previously. You actually see a gunsmith.
Oh.
What a gun is, you don't necessarily know. They seem to refer to them as like powdered arms. You see, I'm trying to think of other small crafts now that I think about it. Glass blower. There's almost like every single form of artisan here. But you also see one thing that seems to be more artificer focused, selling various tiny little trinkets they do. It doesn't look busy as most of the gnomes here seem to already know how to make their own tiny little gadgets, as defined by the rule book. Gnomes love to make tiny little gadgets.
And just look over at Pugnat. Why can't you do that?
Hold on, I'm curious if he actually can or not.
I don't think he can.
Let's see. I'll do that while you guys kind of delineate where to go.
Well, this place seems a little bit too peaceful.
He's a forest gnome, is he not? Yeah. Page not found? D&D Beyond, what are you talking about?
You'll never find my backstory.
I hate that. Okay, slight, what do you want to call it?
Tangent.
Rant. I hate when they force you to use these. I hate that they're just like, oh, we're making the 2024 version, so all of the old pages suck now. They've removed the photos of the beasts. Anyway.
That's how.
No, so Pugnat himself can do minor illusion as a cantrip. If that's not already on his wherever, you can add that. Theoretically, he can speak with animals. Did not know that, but no, he doesn't know much about crafting. He does, however, explain that most rock gnomes are able to create tiny little clockwork devices.
So we're looking for a needle in a haystack.
Pretty much.
The grand idea of let's go find somebody who can make a
But
watch.
they might know the surname, and I think Ronaine wrote it down for me.
Bet he did.
Hirchwood.
Torchwood?
Hirchwood.
Turch, not torch.
Yeah.
So if we can find any information about the Hirchwood family, then maybe we can find some information about him.
It's just who to ask.
Well, let's talk to the gunsmith. I got a hunch about the gunsmith.
Okay.
Not because
Yeah,
I want to look at
great.
firearms.
You walk into this fine establishment, and the immediate smell is the braziers in there are not using wood; they're using powder that you can probably assume is made to burn longer instead of all at once. You see glass display cases with red velvet that seem to be holding various contraptions. Everything from a very, very mechanical to modified crossbows, and then all the way kind of to the far right of the display case, you see more clockwork and less things. It's more filled with things with firing pins and various other things. They accept cartridges. But you see a gnome sitting at the front, like at his desk. He has gray hair and seems to be hunched over a table. You see, he has a very similar glasses set up to Layla, where he has a multitude of lenses that he can kind of click. And on his hands, you see gloves that have very tiny, like pinchers, almost like Fred, what do you call them? What are they called? I kind of thought about it until I tried to think about it.
In my head, I'm picturing the guy that pieced Woody
Tweezers?
together.
Or like pliers. Like tiny pliers.
Tweezers, I
pliers,
think.
yeah. Yeah, there's pliers, what you can assume are like screwdrivers. There's one that's made for snipping, even though it's necessarily used for. You can tell on the table he has like a soldering iron and like a wood engraver. He seems to be messing with some mechanical thing. He does not seem to acknowledge you at first, and he seems to be humming a little tune as he slowly but surely wiggles back and forth while tinkering with whatever is
Well, hello.
Yes, in a second. Snip, snip. And he says, "Oh, I could get back to this in a minute." And he quickly puts his gloves onto these two mechanical clasps in front of him that seem to engage, and he pulls out his tiny little fingers and takes off his headdress and sets it on a wood carving of a head, and it's his head, and they fit perfectly like he was wearing them. And he hops off this tall stool and approaches the bench, and he is maybe half a foot taller than it. And he goes, "Oh, new guests. My name is Snevelkiss. Can I help you?"
It's not funny.
Is there something funny with Snevelkiss?
Yeah, Lou?
No, stop making it all on character. It's not. It's just real funny.
Lou, don't you know him? Why are you laughing at him?
Your name is Lou?
Shit.
Ronan, Lou's losing his mind right now.
It's okay. I understand that these our naming conventions are different than those of the others. Sometimes I laugh myself.
It's really charming.
What was your
No,
name
it's
again?
all right.
Sorry, I didn't catch the first name.
My name is Snevelkiss.
Ah, that's what I thought it was.
What does that get me?
I don't know.
I think
Anyway.
mine is funny, and he kind of leans forward and he says, "Go speak to Mesagoom. He's the clockmaker."
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, we have some business with someone in town. We're not sure where to find them. A craftsman with the surname Turchwood.
The Touchwoods. Yes, I know of them.
If you know where we'd be able to find them.
Well, I think Snednose is currently in his Artificer Hall. So it's kind of redundant if you ask me. I can make any of those gadgets in a snap.
And I believe it. We've just trying to meet up with an old friend. Stringer Turchwood.
Oh, his son. Yes, long lost. He hasn't been back in half a century. It's great to finally
Really?
see him again.
Yeah, we heard he was up here. We just, we wanted to stop by and see how he was doing.
Yes, of course. You can walk in. I'm sure there's not much else going on in his little shop. Yes, maybe a couple more tourists like yourselves.
Yeah, I do. Thank you. Where is this shop exactly?
Well, if you go out this door, past the blacksmith, take a right, but only after you see the tiny little fountain that we feed the birds with. You see a gargantuan tower built onto the side of a building that was destroyed by dragons ages ago. If you keep going past, you'll see a couple of bards talking amongst each other instead of playing any music, probably talking to the people around them. Almost like it's a grocery store. They have the instruments there, they could just play them. Past that, you'll see a little bakery, and across from the bakery will be Snednoose's home.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Certainly, I think we'll be back here fairly soon. I am eyeing those very interesting crossbows.
Oh, yes, thank you. I mean, if you wanted to upgrade from that primitive thing, any kind of point,
I mean,
I'm willing
primitive
to.
is a strong
I have
word.
plenty of powder arms, and we can make them to whatever you need them to be for a price, of course, but you know, that's
All right,
that's the
yeah.
heart of business.
It keeps the craft alive.
Yes. So you don't wish to purchase anything now?
Not at the moment. We are in a bit of a rush.
Oh, of course. Well, I mean, so am I. I hate to do this, but if you guys can just go on your way, I can finish up this new order I have.
Yes, yeah. Lou doesn't know how to end conversations. Look forward to having more time to shop around. Thank you very much for the help.
Yes.
Guess we'll go and leave.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. And tell old Snednoose if he enjoys the new company that good old Snevikus sent you. Tell him I laughed
will
as
do.
well.
It has been noted.
And then he kind of slow blinks and he's like, "Okay, off you go." And as you guys are walking out the door, he is immediately equipping himself to work on what's on his table.
All right, now what were
Alright.
his instructions again?
It was go get to the blacksmith and turn right and get to the fountain. There'll be a big tower.
The fountain
go
that
past
they
the
feed the
tower,
birds with. It's a tiny
and those
fountain.
you feed the birds with, and the bards don't play any music.
It's like
so
kind of
we're
like a
hearing music
grocery
going in the wrong direction.
store.
Yeah, something about a grocery store. We get to a bakery. Across from the bakery is the shop.
Yes, you guys can get inspiration from that. Good
Can
job.
we?
Yeah.
Clue's great with directions, bad with everything
that
else.
was very correct. Yes, that is exactly what he told you. I applaud it.
Yeah.
So on the slow map, and eventually I'm going to get a topographical, or not a like a small map of Skevel. You
Yeah.
guys are going to be kind of on this little area right here. For those interested.
Oh yeah.
But eventually you pass all the sites he said. You see a large building that was indeed destroyed by probably some large dragon at some point. You pass the bards who have a crowd of people not listening but talking. And your noses are filled with the nice wafts of yeast and bread, some sugary glazing on some of them. One of
Lou
them has
kinda
this
like-
cool thing they invented called a cinnamon bun. It's kind of neat.
Lou kind of like swivels over that direction, or Nana, so like pull him back.
Yeah.
That's not what we're here for.
More probably just like a slight punch to the lower ribs.
Ow. It's not really
But
necessary.
you see the bakery, and then across from it, you see the quiet town, or I'm sorry, the quiet building that is an artificer, a crafter, small equipment. In the display case or window, as you approach, you see various things such as lighters, wind-up birds and bears and different animals. You see a couple of more instrumental pieces, tiny little crafts, including their very own junk tower. It's just a like 1 to 100 scale of the large tower that was destroyed by dragons you passed previously. And the inside is barren. You see a couple of lit torches that keep a very nice, authentic glow, just kind of somber tones in the store. It's very quiet.
I think this is your man.
Bust down the door. Hello.
Yeah.
You barge in. What's up? No.
Well. Yeah, we'll walk in.
All right. As you enter, you hear a little ding, but it's almost as if like you had a golden bell, or like any bell in particular, and there was like a lot of dust and cobwebs on the inside, so it does more clanking than it does ringing. And you see an elderly man sitting at the front, and he goes, "Yes."
Customers, I haven't had those in so long.
Oh no, no. Hi.
My
we're,
wife Killbeard, come out here. We have guests.
We're
I'm gonna be honest, the way that started, I did not think that was her name.
What did you? I don't want to know.
killed my wife. Killed my wife.
I thought he was about to drop us some lore that I really didn't need.
Ah,
My
yes,
wife
my
killed
wife
my-
killed
goodness,
our
yes.
puppy in the divorce. I don't killed
My wife
over.
killed
I
our
don't.
son. He's right there.
How funny
That's
with it?
not correct.
You look over and it's an ornamental piece of machinery that kills your son. It's like a taxidermied tiptoe.
Oh no! I know.
He says, Littlebeard, we have guests, please. Uh, you see an elderly woman gnome step out, and she's like, "Oh yes, hello. How are you all?
We're well.
Great. Can I interest? What are you guys looking for? We have lighters. We have ignition sword. We have various ornamental pieces. Some gadgets that you can move. There's this thing we're working on that uses cogs and gears to move around these little discs. Kind of call it the cube of Rubis.
Well, we do have some more personal business, but also, Layla, you can cook out one thing.
I feel like you're patronizing me.
I'm not patronizing you.
I feel like you're kind of patronizing me.
I'm trying to be nice.
Yeah. After laughing at
come on,
this guy's
Come
name.
over. We have something for everybody. And she kind of, Layla, she reaches for both of your hands in an attempt to kind of pull you along to show you the various wares.
I'll allow it.
Okay. You see that the store is kind of sectioned off. As you saw in the display window, they seem to have things such as structures or ornamental pieces of various locations. She describes that she can make something as long as you have a pretty good description of it. She mentions that her husband makes a lot of the more mechanical aid tools, such as the lighters, light sources, and various other things. She gets to a part that seems to have a shelf full of bips and bobs that are, from what you can tell, kind of magical in nature. It says if all of these objects have minor magic, but when they're all put together, it kind of resonates a little bit.
Hmm.
You see, attached to each of these are notes of discontinuation or warning labels out the wazoo. They seem to have tags that are longer than anything else here. And she kind of looks over it, pauses for a second. Her face makes a little bit of a shape, and then she glances over to continue walking further in. She's like, "This section is really good for children. Look," and she picks up what looks to be like a very rudimentary mechanical bear, and she takes out a little key from her pocket and sticks it into the side and twists it, removes it, sets it on the ground, and the little bear begins to walk forward.
Oh.
She's like, "Yes, we have lots of little trinkets for anyone's need, wants. We have structures. We have what do you like?"
You know, I really like that bear.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, of course it's good for, and you can tell with her face she's trying to read you a little bit. She's like, "It's good for um your your cousin."
My children.
Oh, yes, of course. That's what I thought, your children, yes.
Yeah, I know that I look young for my age. I'm actually 25.
Oh, it's all good. All elves look very, very young.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a
Melissa's
feature shared with
children
us gnomes. And
and
she
we're
kind
like,
of smiles
looks
with a
over.
slightly she smiles with a slightly wrinkled aged face. She's like, we age beautifully as well.
Oh, I know. You didn't have to tell me.
Well, the bears are, and you can kind of tell with one foot she is shoving a box full of bears underneath the kind of like the what do you want to call it? like a tablecloth. She
Mhm.
said, in lower stock, they seem to be one of our more popular choices, but we can give you one for 5 silver.
Well, problem is I have 2 kids. Could you do 2 for 5 silver?
Uh, Go ahead and roll me persuasion.
We're to
So do that.
swindle the lose friends' parents.
27.
Holy shit.
Well, if it helps, we could do 2 for 7.
This is agreeable. Lulu.
Yep.
Money.
Oh, okay.
Walking
is-
wallet.
Yeah, literally.
Um,
Yeah, I'll hand
there-
her the silver.
Oh, okay, great. You can choose. We have grizzly bears, and you see that these have like a. They all have like an outer coating. But for the grizzly bear, it looks a little bit more spiky, and the mouth has very profound teeth in it. He's like, but this one can be a bit scary. We have the pandas, and you see that the plate made for like the face has divots in it that kind of project like the change in color palette of pandas into bulb eyes. It has no sharpness to it whatsoever. It's very. And she says, and we have our black bears as well. That's kind of like in between.
Oh, 2 black bears immediately.
Okay, absolutely. And she pulls 2 off of the shelf and hands them over.
Thank you.
And then extends the hand to collect the money.
Yeah. Well, I already handed money to Layla, so I guess.
Oh, okay. Either way.
Yeah.
Then it's a fair exchange. Says,
Yeah, I'll hand it.
is there anything else we can offer you?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, please continue to peruse. And she begins to kind of happily stand beside her husband, behind the well, what do you want to call it? Counter, I guess.
Thank you very much.
We're also well, we're in town for some personal business.
Oh, is that so?
We're actually so sorry, my brain's leaving me.
No, you're okay.
Callie's turn to get amnesia.
Well, there goes Lou's brain walking off. It took the shape of a
again.
dog too.
Another intellect.
That we're friends of Stringer from the south.
Roll for me an insight check.
All right. Damn. Hold on. Lou is going to use lucky on this one, I think.
Okay.
Insight. Come on, Lou. You've been rolling great. Okay. That's a 14.
Okay. The father is a bit harder to read, as he is kind of listening into the conversation. And you see he has like a book or something else he's kind of scrolling through, and it seems to almost be like a compendium of his contraptions he's made. So
Mhm.
he's slightly focused, so it's hard to read him. The wife, however, Cleelbeer. How do I say that? I think that's right, Cleelbeer. Her face begins to kind of shift in almost like a motherly word. Reminds you a little bit of Ithne back in the day. She says, Shringer, yes, can I ask what for?
Well, really, we wanted to check in on him. I was out of town for a long time. I hadn't realized he'd moved back up here, and well, I never got a chance to send him off.
You see Snednoose peek up from his book, and he goes, "Well, he's fine. He's getting back into the family business, and he's practicing." And you see him kind of eye the shelf of magical contraptions that they looked over earlier.
Right. Well, I would like to speak to him about some things that went a little unresolved. If I could know where he's staying now.
Well, he's in the back. I guess I can get him for you. What I mean is it's just a check-in. Is
Oh
that
yeah, the check like friends. Could take him out for lunch, catch up.
oh
I
okay?
made myself a little scarce for a while. He might like to see me.
He kind of gives you like a very forced grin, but not like a rude way. I don't want to say that, but just more like
Yeah.
He says well, he's practicing orbs of light right now, or the glow orbs. Um, let me pull him away from his study for just a moment. Yes, yeah. And he kind of walks back for a little bit, and you're left alone with the Clear if you have anything to say while they're gone.
Lou doesn't have much to say. He's just
Okay.
thinking of what he's gonna say.
That's fine. Eventually, you see Snedus return, and he's opens this cloth that seems to be in the doorway for someone a bit shorter than he is, but not by much. You see that he's kind of matured correctly for a gnome, if that makes any form of sense, because he is an older gnome to a certain caliber. But you see step out, who you can assume is Stringer. You make a history check if you need to.
I mean, yeah, let's do a memory check to see if he actually remembers his face. That's an 11.
That's an 11. It's almost like a fainting memory. It's almost like a face you have indeed seen before. You can't quite place. And I don't mean this rudely to him. His significance in many of your stories. It's almost like a background character almost. He says, Lou?
The one and only. We're gonna like hold his arms out, the thing.
And Ronaine, what are you doing here?
Wanted to catch up, I was gone for a while and then I heard you just left.
Right, yeah, well, we kind of disbanded.
I mean, hey, that had nothing to do with me. I was gone for 3 months.
You see, Snedus, picks up and he says, well, it's, son, it's okay, you can go catch up. I'll try to prepare some documents for you to look over on the glow orbs when you return. Perhaps a break is useful. He kind of gingerly, with slacked shoulders, and he's kind of picking at the ends of his fingers. But he kind of walks around the counter and approaches, and he says, where did you go?
I think we should discuss that over lunch. I'll buy.
Oh, okay.
Kind of a
yeah,
long story.
sure.
We're really gonna need to take a job for money pretty soon.
Yeah.
Lou's
yeah.
just
Everywhere
paying
we
for
go.
lunch.
Lou's running out of money.
Yeah. Let's see. Gotta try to find. Want to make sure I'm doing this kid justice. I'm calling him a kid, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, I can finally show his picture off.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so exciting. He's one of my favorite ones that I've drawn. I didn't realize how anxious he looked until I see him and he's very
Yeah, I'm at the post where you shared it with me.
Oh my
You're
gosh,
like,
yeah.
be so real. Does
He's
Tip
so Does he look like Kobe from One Piece? Yes, he does. I did draw more, huh? I drew a more realistic one too. He has permanent goggle marks. That's the most important thing.
that is true, yes.
There he is. There's Tiptoe.
That one looks like he just watched like 5 people get massacred.
No.
The wide eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe
But
he's,
it makes
he's
sense
just
for a
got
scary
wide
movie.
eyes.
Yeah, it happens. But absolutely, yeah. You guys kind of go back into the streets. You have the bakery. I'll say there's like some general, what do you want to call it, restaurants nearby, whatever they were called in the medieval days. The tavern, maybe. Yeah, there's a place to rest here.
All right, lead the way. Whatever's good around here. Never been
Okay.
to Skellgrim.
So he begins walking, and instinctively, like since you kind of walked with him out and are in the way, since he's taking the lead, he quickly kind of darts around and through all of you, similar to everything else. And he just begins walking down the street, and you see as you guys enter kind of the, what do you want to call it, like the northwestern lip up here. I don't know exactly what to call it. I'm gonna make you guys smaller so I can. So you guys are, sorry. Wow, that's very small. Over here now. You see he is kind of walking through, and you guys have a conga line where you guys are a bunch of almost kiosk style tents that are set up. You see several different gnomes and dwarves who have maybe like a almost like a very tiny blacksmith grill looking thing with charcoal underneath and like a to cook. I don't know if that went
You're cutting up for most of this
Charcoal
last
to
bit.
cook. Yeah,
Son of
we
a
get
gun.
it.
I hate it. And a metal thing on top. And you see him picking up kebabs and stuff, and kind of munching on it as you all pass through. I hate this. I'm watching it happen. Noxious. I need to get that fixed. And yeah, I would say Lou, you're next to him, but you guys are kind of guessing in mass buying food. I'll say all of you cost a gold to feed like
Wait.
7 people.
Wait, a gold per person?
No, a gold in total. I'm not gonna
Okay, perfect.
run you
I'd
ragged, but
like
you are feeding.
Skellgrim. Things are affordable here.
Yeah, yeah. It seems to be normal. As you're passing through, he speaks up and he's like, where did you go? Why didn't you tell anybody? Where what happened? We like we came in and me and Gruffid were working on traps, and then all of a sudden you were somewhere else, and you know we didn't have any, we didn't need to make any traps, and then Renane disappeared, and then everyone just kind of started. I left, and we didn't know where to go. He's just kind of nonstop question wall at you.
Wait, Ronane, back up. Back all the way up. Did
Mhm.
Ronane not tell you where he was going?
Well, neither did you, but no.
Hey, puts my hand on Ronane's good shoulder. I think I know why everyone might have
Well,
left.
I told them I was looking for you.
Looks back at looks back at Tiptoe. Looks
Well,
back
yes,
at
but
Ronane.
but yes, we thought it was going to be like a day. Well, no, I mean sometimes time I didn't know where you. Well, you could have said something about that.
The part where Zach talks to himself, I love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It helps me accentuate the two characters at the same time. Oh my god. At the same time, I'm not having fun. Mike, pick it up. Come on. I bought you. You have one purpose, and it's to convey me to other people. Anyway. Yeah, the two are bickering.
Well, anyways, I'm sorry. All right, here's the deal. I woke up on another continent, and I don't really
Which
know.
continent?
Was it Sword Coast? That one?
Never heard of it. Where
It's
is
like
it?
part of it. It's,
How did you get there?
That's the thing. I don't know. It's to the east, west, one of those. East or west. I think it's the east.
Somewhere. Yes, it's like southeast.
To the southeast.
Yes.
I don't know how I got there. Oh, quick question. I'm just curious. I pull out like the note. Can you read this?
No, it's a blank piece of paper.
Damn, that's what I thought. Puts it back in my pouch. Anyways, I woke up, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't have any memories from the past. Oh, 10 years.
That's kind of wild because you only knew me like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
You found me. But how does that
Yeah,
work? Like, how do you?
that I'm getting them back. It's just really slow.
Oh, well,
So
maybe
I
I can
remember
help.
you.
What do you remember about me?
All right.
I gotta give him a new voice.
Yeah, yeah.
What? Sounds too much like Pugnat?
Well, that's halfway the point, but at the same time, it's this is a 45-year.
Yeah, it's like a fully grown dude.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll workshop it next session. I'll have something.
yeah.
His voice will change. I'm putting a tentative there.
You did traps, and you
Mm-hmm.
the pranks with Grufford.
I mean, they were more Gruffit's idea. I didn't necessarily want to. I think one time he had a bag of flour that flew in, and the Ronaine looked more ghostly than he already kind of cuts off. I think at the same time, Ronaine leans into Layla, and he says, "You can punt the kobold. I'll punt the gnome."
I'll hold my hand out to shake.
Okay, I think you guys do shake on.
Excellent.
He forgets which hand, and then he goes,
Now, specifically holding out the hand that would match his good one.
"Oh, okay, respect. Good." What else?
No,
Well-
they start to shake, and she just tears off his mummy arm.
No.
My turn.
That'd be funny.
Well, there's not much. I'll be honest. It took me a good month, I think, before I even remembered who Ronaine was.
Oh,
And that was brought on by, like, some
some
severe,
intense
some
trauma.
intense. Someone died before I remembered that.
Oh,
And we're
Don't-
trying not to get anyone else killed.
well, that's good. You know he's kind of struck by that pretty heavily.
Oh. What, of Lou not remembering him? Or of...
Well, both. You not remembering him and the potential of having someone die just to be like, oh,
Oh.
yeah,
Yeah,
oh.
yeah. Anyways, I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to get it back, but I'm trying to figure out who did this to me. And so, we're getting the team back together.
Oh.
No one's
That
Forcing
looks
your
a little
hand,
nervous.
but Gruffid does miss you a lot.
Well, he sighs. I mean, I did a lot of good work there, but my parents want me back into to run the store, but I don't know if I'm good for it.
Well, what do you want? Doesn't matter if you're good for it or not. Is it something you want to do?
How much does he look like Pugnat? We can do he sounds a lot
there-
like him. We can do a little swaparoo.
So, I'm switch. Okay, Zach. For this combat, I'm switching out my gnome.
Right, other no.
Oh wait, you're talking about leaving Pug.
Yes, yes.
So I think I mentioned previously. So one big difference. Tiptoe is a rock gnome, while Pugnat is a forest gnome.
They won't notice. It'll be
Um,
fine. Just put the goggles on him.
I'm pretty sure I described Pugnat as having like a pinkish goatee and like a curly handlebar mustache. But it's been ages. I can't.
All he has to do is shave. And it'll be fine.
That's what I was thinking. While Gruffid Tiptoe. God, I have too many names in my head. This is awful. Tiptoe has very wavy, darker hair, and it's kind of kept in shape and naturally attuned to the goggles he is wearing. Facial feature wise, I mean, their ears are pretty similar. Maybe Tiptoe has like a more profound nose. And then one looks like your average clergyman, and the other one looks like a tinker.
All I'm
One
saying.
looks like a war veteran.
Yeah.
My plan was Pugnat wanted to open a store.
That's true.
Well, I wanted a Church of Lathandir, or not Lathandir, Ilmater.
You can introduce that to the Scovilleville.
You could.
Skivellville.
That's so much worse than what I did. That's so much worse.
Is
Humble
any name is
Skivellville.
what's the point of making a map and giving things a name? Sarah, how late can we go? Because it's almost 10.
10 is good-ish for me. If now's a good stopping point anyway.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
I've been up at 6:50 the past 3 days.
That is perfectly fine. We can kind of stop here. We've kind of gotten to the meat of it. I may have a sidebar conversation with you, Callie,
All right.
kind of discussing things between Tiptoe and kind of like, well, if you're asking him to come back, like, what are the details?
Yeah.
Kind of deal. If you want to work on that and send it to me, if
Okay.
not, I will probably get back to you in a couple days.
Next time,
Yeah.
gnome
next time.
swap.
Next time.
Gnome swap.
Get gnomed. Going to the
It's
gnome
just-
zone.
Romeo and
The
Juliet.
gnomes.
Romeo and Juliet.
I could just
Oh.
imagine like the beginning sequence of like a wife swap, where it's like talking about the
It's
two
gnome
families
swap.
and how polar opposite they are. Wife
that-
swap. Have you ever
that-
seen it?
That's what I had in my head. I haven't watched it. I know what it is though.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's awful. Like they would start, and I gotta think. Hold on. I'm actually gonna Google this because they get so stupid with the show. Hold on. Iconic wife swap
moment.
intros.
Oh, intro. Oh, we get the intro.
Yeah. So let's see.
Is this the part where I end the stream, though?
Yeah, go for it.
Thank you for stopping by. Thanks for sticking around. Hopefully you all enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
That one went on for a while.